Welcome back to First at 4. The next show on stage at the Nebraska Communities Playhouse is Next to Normal. It is the winner of 3 Tony Awards, including Best Musical Score and the Pulitzer Prize for Drama. J.D. Mattson and Laura Lynn Host are here to tell us more. Nice to have you both here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
So this is a unique musical. It's a compelling look at what mental illness does to a family. So tell us more about the plot.
Sure. I mean, for me, the plot of this is really centered around a husband, a wife, and their daughter, and the journey that the wife takes, which is Diana, which is Laura's character. You could.
Yeah. So it really follows Diana and how she is dealing with the increasing symptoms of her bipolar disorder, and understanding how that's affecting her family, but also dealing with grief and with loss and the experiences that her family has as they go through that, and the daughter as she figures out some similarities and some differences. So it's a real look at what life is like with a disease like that.
What was it like for you to play a role like that?
It's been challenging because, you know, we see so much of ourselves in things, and myself, I've gone through my own mental health issues with anxiety, and so I really want to bring realism to it and not play a characterization of that role. So it's been really impactful. It's been helpful to process a lot of things also going on in our own lives as a cast to deal with grief and deal with these issues that it brings up. We've just grown really close as a group.
I bet, because that's a small cast.
Yeah, it's only 6 players in the whole cast, and you know, each person starts to identify very closely with the different levels. This piece of work takes a page from actually Vermeer painting, where you take an idea of everyday life and you elevate it to like a high art form, and that's what I think this musical really does, and probably why it won its Pulitzer, is because there's so many components that everybody who comes and sees it will get to feel a certain amount of connection to, and that's great, because so often theater can be enjoyable and diverting, but to also be able to do that and also impactful and meaningful and kind of a cathartic experience is something special.
Can kids come and see this show?
We don't recommend children come and see it. It deals with some very heavy subject matter. It's not that there's anything necessarily violent or obscene that happens, but it is one of those things where if you're not comfortable having a conversation with your child about life and loss and grief and pain and those kinds of things, then maybe not. But for those who are able to have those conversations, then can actually be a really wonderful opening to have conversations as a family.
Okay.
And it does have some pretty strong language, so if that's an issue, maybe have that conversation before you come.
Okay, and how can we come see it? How can we get tickets?
Yeah, they are available on neplayhouse.com. And we are running this weekend and next weekend, Friday through Sunday.
Okay, so 6 performances Friday through Sunday, and then next week, Friday through Sunday.
Yes.
All right, I've heard it's a great show, good music too. All right, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you so
having us.
much.
Okay, we'll be right back.